activist. For the last time, would you please stay off my freaking grass?
Marijuana was widely used in the 19th century for the treatment of asthma. And in the 1970s, we found that marijuana has a bronchodilator effect. It's because of the THC in marijuana. Compare and contrast marijuana with the other, even more widely smoked substance in our society, tobacco. Tobacco was used more widely than any other smoked substance, and marijuana is second only to tobacco. We know that if you analyze the contents of tobacco and marijuana, they're quite similar. The major difference is that tobacco contains nicotine, not found in marijuana, and marijuana contains THC and about 60 other THC-like substances called cannabinoids, not found in tobacco. But there are a lot of other particulates that are shared in common, and these include carcinogens, such as benzpyrene, the most potent of the carcinogens and considered to be responsible for a large percentage of human cancers. Benzpyrene is found in 50% higher concentration in marijuana smoke than in the smoke from a comparable quantity of tobacco. This has been shown by 3 separate groups of chemical investigators.
Prevention education.
Steps Radio. Facebook.com/StepsRadio.
And Yep America, we're back. What about that report?
I thought it was weird how they said that they found all this information out in the 1970s, and now it's 2016, and we know so much about it now, even maybe more, but there's still people doing it.
Yeah, it's just, you know, people just don't care anymore. They're not caring, you know. They just want that sensation, that spare the moment time to time.
Yeah, that short term.
They just,
but then again,
they just don't care. Like,
don't care.
They just don't do it, period.
No values, you know?
Yeah, touching on staying off the grass. So, I know we're all teens, right?
Yeah.
So, let's get to this. How many people know some people in school that are struggling with substance abuse?
Not yet.
Well, I mean, not struggling, but I know that
I know
like
they
doing
use
it, you
it,
know?
Like the stoners, the smokers in the school.
Yeah,
I don't think they struggling, but they definitely do it.
Exactly. Yeah, you can tell.
Can you smell it throughout the halls, floors, anything?
Oh man.
Well, actually, some people, you know, in my school,
right?
You know, they're the plug.
Quote
unquote, the plug. You know.
Yeah, for the little candy wraps and everything. For the little candy wraps. How could you how do you make those? Don't give us a recipe, but I mean, don't.
I think we're going to get a lot more callers.
What do you mean?
Don't give us the recipe, but I mean,
like who would ever think of that? That's what you're trying to say.
How
is that going?
People, when they use it, they come up with ideas.
I mean,
everything sounds like a good idea.
They say a Snickers bar look just like the real Snickers bar.
A Snickers?
Oh, wow.
Well, I ain't heard of that one.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, they do make that.
Well, a recent analysis using data from 3 large studies in Australia and New Zealand found that adolescents who use marijuana regularly were significantly less likely than their non-using peers to finish high school or obtain a degree. They also had a much higher chance of later developing dependence using other drugs and attempting suicide. Wow.
Oh.
That's scary.
So is there advantage to doing marijuana? I mean, you got to get something out of it.
I know one. There's a big advantage.
Okay, what's
you
that
get to die quicker.
I like that.
Yeah.
You get to stay unemployed if you're trying to get a job that requires a drug test.
You get to stay with your mom.
And also, you was talking about college. What didn't they do in college? They didn't.
They couldn't get a degree because you know them brain cells are gone. Yeah. You can't think.
But that's like nowadays to me it seems like most college almost I say 90% of college students are doing it.
Yeah.
Like they do it just to go to school. I mean, just to go to class.
And they're so dependent on it.
Wake up to do it.
It's so sad.
And also relating to substance abuse, what about drinking? Because drinking can relate to marijuana, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oof, drinking.
Yeah.
Now that's your liver. That's...
Okay. I never drank before.
Never drank.
And I'm just
that's good.
Good.
That's really good.
Keep it
Yeah, I like that spot, man.
Okay.
Not even when you
So you see, you know when you go to a bar, of course.
Okay.
If you go to a bar, you have chances to buy liquor and different things like that. And you know that liquor is a very old thing, right?
It is.
It's been in the Bible. It's pretty good. So do you guys think it's in our culture?
Oh, yeah. It's really in our culture. Drinking? Oh my
Yeah,
God! There's so many. It's so many people that drink.
It's a big part of today, you know.
I don't think like it's like some people like I was with people when they first did it, but they offered it to me. I kept saying no, 'cause, like that's just not my thing. And then once like people that never did it before, they did it, and they was like, "Ugh, this junk tastes nasty. I don't never want to do this again." So I don't know. Some people be having like, I guess a need for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay alive, don't drink and drive.
Yes. So could we get a report, please?
Sure.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Come on. Maybe dub, maybe mirror. Hey, get back again. Yeah. Yeah, mind walking with us for a second.
Last time, would you please stay off my...
Steps Radio.
And Lady C.
Facebook.com/Steps Radio. Talking about, well, what's the big deal with weed, alcohol, whatever the case may be. In the case of weed, it's legal in 2 states for medicinal purposes. You can use it in 23 to 26 states. It's illegal in the NFL.
You jeopardize all of that for some weed, and you're getting high in the middle of the afternoon off some weed.
Who sit up there and text and tweet and all, yo, man, what's the problem? What's wrong with smoking a little? It's illegal.
So are you sitting up there with the ESPN microphone talking about all this and the nonsense that people talking about? I'm changing things.
Stay off the weed. Some stuff about how he used it last in December. Oh, stop it. Just stop. Nobody's trying to hear that.
Wanting to get high. That's what they're not talking about. This is going to alleviate some pain. You know what I mean? This is really going to be to benefit me. And, you know, because I don't feel like going to the doctor and get some other medicine and all that because I'm in such pain. That's why I want to smoke some weed. They're talking about weed for recreational purposes. What's next? What's next? I don't know. Codeine, weed, alcohol. What's next?
Limber. And Lady C.
And yep, America, we're back. And stay off the weed. What y'all think about that report?
That baby squirrel's coughing made it really clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about weed, do you guys think most of our people are doing like the real weed or like the fabricated weed?
I think the fabricated.
I think it's the fabricated too.
You know, as we were talking about earlier, you know, it's a deeper sensation. You know, they need the fix.
Yeah, so you guys think they're lacing it with more stuff than just...
Of course.
I don't think everybody is, but it's people out there doing it.
Of course.
Like,
you know, it's even
they want that next level.
You say they want that next level. They put everything in there. So
that's why people have to definitely be careful. You never know. You know?
Do never know.
But that's why you shouldn't do it, period.
So if all your friends smoked weed, what would you do? Would you be concerned they would influence you to start? Relating to the peer pressure effect. 313-871-6094. Call in. What about that, guys? What you think?
Well, I mean,
all your friends. I mean, every single one. From your church friends to your outside friends to your inside friends.
In the church? Oh, no.
I know some church folks now.
I'm going to stick to Daria. I mean, I'm going to stick to what Jinx do, and Jinx don't do drugs.
Jinx don't do drugs.
Jinx is okay with that. And if all my friends doing it, they must know that Jinx does not do drugs. So
I mean,
awesome.
Like, that's like not all my friends do it, but like most of them, like they do it. But like when they doing it, I don't try to be around no more. When they did it, I don't be like try to be around them.
They did it.
Yeah, they did it.
Well, my friends, you know, some of them take part in that, but they know not to come to me with any of that mess.
So Mir, since you said that, what's 2 tips you could give our listeners right now? To refrain from smoking, drinking.
Well, I mean, hey, stay true to who you are. Do not give into that peer pressure, you know. Okay. And another thing, I guess, stay away from it.
Stay away from it.
Stay away from it.
Save your money for a car.
There you go.
Those are 2 good tips.
Okay, I got one thing to scare the crap out of people.
Okay.
Think of smoking, then look it up on Google. Think of negative effects of smoking, then click images. You get scared. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Google Images is a terrible place. Yes, you get scared.
I know y'all see them commercials with those people where they have a piece of their lung missing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. And speaking of another tip, you guys tune in to the Steps Prevention Radio broadcast too.
Yeah, really.
We'll put you up on game. Also, you guys can take steps home with you. Get your Prevention Radio t-shirt today. Call 313-868-1340, extension 111. That's 313-868-1340, extension 111 for a donation of $20. This shirt can be yours. Call today. Our shirt can be seen online at www.ncadd-detroit.org. We accept cash and credit.
Yeah, shout out to the STEPS program. So I know you guys probably wondering, what is marijuana? So marijuana is defined as dried leaves and flowers of the hemp plant, used for its euphoric effects. Today's batch is highly concentrated with THC. Some of the side effects of THC include a decrease in IQ, memory, and cognition, especially in younger people.
Oh, great. So, like, when you said flowers, for some reason I didn't think of, like, drug flowers. But thinking of that.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah. So, don't do marijuana, y'all.
Yeah, so can we get a report?
Sure can.
Silence can seem so long. There are miracles in life I must achieve.
Pushback Radio.
The expectation is that if you smoke marijuana enough and on a regular basis, that you would incur similar risks to smoking tobacco. So what are the major health risks for tobacco? Emphysema, which I prefer to call chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's the new term. You could have significant impairment in lung function without emphysema. It could just be due to airways disease. We call small airways disease. But because we can't separate out the two components of COPD, emphysema, and the airways component, we lumped them together. So that's COPD. Now, COPD is the fourth leading cause of death in the U.S. and in the world, and will become the third leading cause in 2020. So it's a very important disease. About 120,000 Americans die each year from COPD.
I don't smoke crack. It's the real Pushback Radio.
And yep, we're back. So, what y'all think about that?
Yep. Every time I hear something, once I hear things like that, I just think about, like, those people individually and what they were thinking, and maybe their situation, what made them want to do that.
Some people
in their environment
fit in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people do try to fit in, you know.
Yeah, COPD, it's very common in the U.S. 3 million cases per year.
What?
Wow.
They ain't dropping the statistics on it.
It can't be cured, but treatment may help. So that's something to think about.
Okay.
Speaking of addiction services, NCADD has the Care for You call. Care for You. Call 313-342-3606. That's 313-342-3606. At NCADD, we'll treat you with respect and total professionalism. That's NCD. That's NCADD. Intensive open patient treatments for those trying to kick a substance abuse problem. NCADD for people who need it. Call today 313-342-3606 because recovery does happen.
Yeah. So staying off the grass. Shout out to Stats Radio and Pushback Radio for coming up with this good phrase. It's an old phrase, as we was talking about earlier. So staying off the grass means staying off the marijuana because it was referred to as grass. So I got a quick question. What could possibly cause you to begin abusing marijuana in the future? We done jumped on another side.
Stress.
We didn't jump like, we want to do it. What could possibly cause you to begin
stress
abusing? You think stress? Stress, depression?
Steps Radio.
You don't know? You don't know?
Yes. Self-doubt, friends.
You two and fine, right?
Yeah, on a whole nother level,
Okay. What you think? Jinx?
My friends.
Your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Peer pressure is really big in schools, especially high schools. My goodness.
I see it. Like, I see people, like, trying to fit in so hard, and it's, like, kind of sad. I'm like, just chill out. It's not that big.
I hate you kind of people.
Yeah.
Prevention fact: just say no to drugs. You will live longer and healthier, and it's easier to get a good job. So get your life.
Yeah, keep
so
staying thug and drug free.
You. Also, I have one question. Like, to start drugs, you think about you're at parties pretty free.
Mm-hmm.
Then after a while, you still have to pay for your own.
Yeah.
And then after that, you might want to get off of it, and then you have to get recovery. So, how much money are you putting in it? Therapy is not recovery is not easy or free.
Really? You know, I think about seeing those smoking commercials. The lady walks in, she says that she want a pack of Marlboro cancer sticks, which is cigarettes, and she goes in there, she give her the money, and the lady says,